Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a creepy deck builder. Well, creepy in theme only. And that game is called Don't Turn Your Back. Don't Turn Your Back is a deck building game. Deck building worker placement game for 2 to 4 players from Evil Hat. I know we don't talk about Evil Hat much on this channel. This might be the only game that we've ever played by them. So take that for what it is, I don't know. But this is the game I'm talking about. And what you're doing in this game is you are in this weird RPG theme. I think there's a theme called Don't Rest Your Head. The RPG is called Don't Rest Your Head or something. But this game is in that universe. Basically, you can't fall asleep or bad stuff happens. So these people are trying to always stay awake to keep themselves alive. That's the theme, I think. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a big theme guy. But ultimately what you're doing is you're going to have a hand of cards and you're going to be using these cards to place them as workers in different areas. Different cards can only be placed in certain areas based on some ribbons that are on the side of the card. So like this one could be in District 13, the Wax Kingdom, or the Bizarre Bazaar. You can't place them anywhere you want. So you're kind of limited to what you draw and where you can place them. That's the gist of the game. Let's go out to the table, check it out. All right, so here is a game of Don't Turn Your Back, all set up for 2 players. Setup's pretty easy. You put the board out. Based on the number of players, you're going to determine some laws. This one, the first admonishment is always the first one. Then you're going to put some random ones here. In a 2-player game, you're going to have 7 other random ones, so 8 total rounds. You're going to give each player their own player board, which you can see here. You're going to have some starting cards that will say start down here. And then you're going to shuffle the rest of your cards and you're going to have your own market of 6 cards available for you to use. And to buy, not to use. All right, and then the game's pretty easy. There's also this card right here that tells you some icons of each of the cards and kind of tells you what happens in the phases. But I'll keep that off screen. All right, so the game's pretty easy. What you're going to do is you're going to be using your cards. At the beginning of the game, you're going to have 4. And I'll put them right here so you can look at them. I'll put 2 of them right there. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using these cards for the pain value, which basically means the strength, in different locations on the board. So this is City Slumbering. This is where you're going to put cards to be able to acquire other cards. So if I put this card up here that has the CS, I can put up here. That's now worth 1 value to purchase cards from my acquisition row. You can go to the high school where you're going to get points based on how much pain you have in there. And if you're then the majority, your cards come back. But everybody else in there that has cards is going to get 1 pain per card. But again, the card has to have like an HS on it, like that one, to go there. Over here is District 13. This is going to reference each round's law card, which is basically going to be a way to get candles, additional cards. But everybody's going to be fighting for this, so it's going to fill up quickly. But this is something that you want to go to get some benefit in the game. Over here is the Bazaar. Some of the cards are going to have BB on the bottom. They can go there and then it'll activate the power on the card and you'll get to do what it says. Again, only so many spots, and in a 2-player game, we're not using any of the 3, 4, or 4 spots. And then over here is the Wax Kingdom. This is where you're going to go to try to have the most pain at the end of the game encased in the Wax Kingdom. Based on whoever's first, second, third, or fourth, or in a 2-player game, first and second, is how you're going to get additional points at the end of the game based on what's been encased in the Wax Kingdom. So that's that. So orange players first because they have the magical you go first card. And they're going to go ahead and play one of their cards. And I think because the first admonishment is first place gets 6 candles, I think I'm going to go to District 13. So I'm going to come over here with my 13 card because it's allowed to be played in District 13. And that's my turn. Then this player, same kind of thing. They have these 4 cards. They have a 2 pain, so they want to go to the high school actually. High school's good. And then back to orange. Orange is going to go ahead and wrap up everything in District 13. So green player can now not go there. Back to green. Let's see. They're going to go ahead and dump some stuff into the Wax Kingdom. So this card has WK. It's going to go here. So that's going to give them 1 pain when it's encased. Then it's back to orange. They're going to go to the City Slumbering. Actually, I'm going to do it down here at the Bizarre Bazaar. And then what that's going to let me do is going to let me flush all the cards in my acquisition section and take one for 3 or less. So I'll get rid of all these. They will go in the discard section on your board. Then you'll flip 6 more. You can put them in a straight line, however you want, just so there's 6 of them. I just have them set up like this for space. And then you're going to get acquire 1 because of that card that's 3 or less. So the cost is over in the right, pain is in the left. So I want to acquire, let's see, I think I want to acquire this one. So I'll acquire that one, it costs 3, goes into my discard pile. And that was that, then I flip a new one. All right, back to green. They have a couple cards left. They want to go to the high school. Well, they're already in the high school. So let's go to City Slumbering because they want to start trying to, no, that's only 1. They can't buy any cards for 1. Let's just do this. They're going to come down here and they're going to draw 2 cards. So they'll draw 2 cards and we'll see what happens with that. All right, back to orange. This is their last card. So they could go to the Bazaar, they could go to the Wax Kingdom or City Slumbering. I'm just going to pass. So I'm going to pass and this card stays for the next round, but you still only draw back up to 4. Then green has 3 cards, so they're going to be able to keep playing as long as they can. So they can't play in District 13, but they can go to the Wax Museum. So I think they're going to do that. They're going to, oh, only 1 spot in the Wax Museum. Dang. All right. So they're going to do this as well. They're going to flush their cards and take 1 of 3 or less. So same thing orange did. So let's flush them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 cards. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I'm going to keep that one because that one's good. 4. And again, I probably wouldn't make these decisions, but this is just what I'm doing right now so you guys can see how it's played. So I kept that card because it's a pain too and it's really good. I have 2 cards left. I can't go to the Bazaar. Oh, there's one more space in the Bazaar. Let's do that. Let's do that. So I'll go to the Bazaar. I can draw 1 card and I also get to score 1 candle, which is points. So I'm now, green's now on the lead with 1 point. Got 2 more cards. I can't do anything with either of them because everything is full up. I could go to City Slumbering, but I need more than 1 to buy a card, so I'm done as well. So pass. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to resolve the board. So first thing we resolve is City Slumbering. No cards there, so no one's going to purchase any cards. Then we're going to just take all of our cards off of the Bazaar. If there's anything here that would affect other parts of the board, we could resolve that now, but there's not. Then we will resolve the high school. High school is pretty easy. Whoever has the majority scores 1 candle per pane. So in this case, green gets 2 candles. And then whoever has the majority of the cards, they come off into their discard. Everything else will just slide down and hang out in the high school until they eventually get the majority. Then we're going to come over here to the Wax Museum, or the Wax Kingdom. All you're going to do is flip it down here. It's out of the game. It's now an in-game scoring condition. Then what we're going to do is come over here to District 13, and we're going to score the law. So in this case, first place gets 6 candles. If there's a tie for first place, all tied players get 4. Orange is the only person here, so they're going to get 6 points. That's why they weren't super concerned about everything else green was doing, because they were going to score some points for District 13. Then this is a repealed law. We would go into round 2. We all draw back up to 4 from our actual cards. 3, 4. They have 3, then they'll shuffle these. So normal deck building style. When you run out of cards, you shuffle. And then we'll go to round 2. All right, so I'm going to play through one more round for you. And it's going to play exactly the same, except there's going to be a different law. So in this round, the law is each player with at least 1 card in District 13 can acquire one of the cheapest cards currently available to them. So the lowest cost card in your acquisition row, or if there's multiples, you pick one. You can take it for free if you have at least 1 card in District 13. So there's no point to have more than 1 card other than to be a jerk to block the other player. So then first player will move over to green. So I'll just put it over here because you can't use that part of the board. And then they're going to take their turn. So here are their cards. They have all of these cards, some couple pain cards. And they can go to the City Slumbering, District 13. They're going to go ahead and go to District 13 because they want to get a free card. So they'll go there. Then it'll be orange turn. And orange really wants to be able to get a card. So I'm actually going to take this card, Scalp Hunter, up to the City Slumbering so I can purchase a card. Done. Back to green. Let's see. I'm going to do this down at the Bazaar. So while this is in the Bazaar, I get a +1 pain to the City Slumbering. So I can, if I put a card up here, I'll be able to have an extra value to buy cards. Back to orange. I'm going to go to the high school with this card, just a 2 pain. Back to green. They're going to go to City Slumbering, so now that's worth 3 because of that card. Back to orange. A couple more cards. They're going to dump this into the Wax Museum. Wax Kingdom. 2 pain, that's good. Then back to green. They have this last card left. It can go to District 13 or the Wax Kingdom. It can't go to the Wax Kingdom, so they're going to be a jerk and go to District 13, which blocks me out, but it's okay because I couldn't go there anyway. So I'm actually going to go to... I'll go down here, and that'll give me an extra in the City Slumbering. All right, so that's the end of the round. So we're going to resolve up here first. So we both have an extra 1 to City Slumbering, so we both have 3 value of purchasing cards. So I'll start with green because they have their first player. So I'll just go ahead and take this 3-er. This is going to have some defense, which is nice. Some of the cards are mean and can mess with other players. Then orange will do the same thing. They'll buy a card, so they will. Looks like they're going to take the same card. And you can buy as many cards as you want, as you can afford, but in this case I only have 3, so I'm only going to be able to buy 1. All right, then we will go to the high school. Orange is in the lead, so they get 2 candles. This comes out. Then we'll empty the Bazaar. We can flip the Wax Kingdom, and then we'll go to District 13. Each player with at least 1 card in District 13 can acquire one of the cheapest cards. So green can acquire one of their cheapest cards from their favorite acquisition row, and they are going to take this guy. And that is the end of round 2. So we would draw back up to 4, repeal the law, get a new law, and that's that. Let's talk about the end of the game. All right, so the game's going to end once you've gone through all the laws. So in this case, 8 rounds in a 2-player game. Then at that point, what you're going to do is you're going to score based on what's in the in-case cards. So you're going to look at where you are in the candles now, and you're going to look at who has the most pain here. First place is going to get first place who has the most pain in the in-case cards is going to get 1 candle per deck cost. So that's where you want to start acquiring big cards if you think you have a bunch in there, because you're going to get a bunch of candles. Whoever gets second in a 2-player game gets 1 candle per deck pain. So, if you think you're going to get second, you want to try to get the cards that have the most pain because you want to get candles. This is more interesting in a 4-player game because there's more different types of options to score, and it can become a little more tense at the end. But in a 2-player game, I don't know how much it's going to really affect you. So you're going to want to get most of your points during the game. And that is it. That's how you play Don't Turn Your Back. Let's go up to the top, see what we think about it. All right, well, that was Don't Turn Your Back. First off, right up at the top, I want to say this theme is weird. The art is weird. Everything about what this game is, aside from gameplay, is bizarre. So let's take a look at some of these cards. Just look at the art on these things. It looks like photorealistic art, so like actual people were models for this. But then you got like this creepy art here. This is the truant officer that looks like has like a bunny head or a cockroach head. Then there's like this leather-faced girl. And then a missing head and a bloody shirt. Like, it's weird. It is bizarre. So if that's something that kind of turns you off, then this may be a game that's not for you. Which is not, which kind of bums me out because this is a very good game. So keep that in mind. If you're not a fan of dark, macabre art, then this is probably going to be a game that you're not even going to want to look at. So that aside, let's talk about gameplay. So this game is fantastic. I'm going to spoil that right up here at the top. This is going to get a BGM accepted seal later. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I love this game. So what this is a deck building worker placement game. So you're buying cards from your row, and you're using those cards to place them out on the board as workers. Which, it's similar to a normal deck builder. You're using cards to buy other cards to make your deck bigger, but in this one, you're also using your cards to go out to certain spaces on the board. You're thinning out your deck by going to the Wax Kingdom. So it's just got some cool decisions to be made throughout the game. And the District 13, which is going to change every round. You never know what you're going to need to do over there. Maybe you don't care about it. Maybe you want to focus all your efforts over there to block other people out. Cool gameplay. So the rulebook is also great. There's nothing in... Everything you need to know how to play this game is in the rulebook. It's like 3 pages. And like, I think like 2 of the pages, maybe 5 pages, and like 2 of it is like flavor text and just background of the characters. So the game is super easy to learn and play. I mean, it's really, you draw cards, you place a card at the spot, and then you're going to resolve in this order. Super easy, super fast. We played a 4-player game in like 40 minutes because it's 8 rounds and you just bang them out. You have 4 cards, you bang them out, you just go. Just so fun. It's just different. Yes, it's a deck builder, but using the cards on the board as workers, I'd never played a game like that before until I played this one. And it had me intrigued. It still is intriguing to me. It's just, that's such a clever and brilliant idea that should have been done a long time ago. And the fact that it hasn't been, or that I don't know that it's been done, is impressive. Because it's just so smooth. It's genius. The mechanisms of this game are genius, and I like it. So, weird artwork, weird theme, but very, very cool and different mechanisms that really make me love this game. So I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10 on BGG, which is, if I can do my math correctly, 4.25 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy. And that's what we do here. We talk about games. We talk about games we like. And this is one I wanted to talk about. So that was Don't Turn Your Back from Evil Hat. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.